Om Sai Ram. With regards to observing all protocols as required, I appeal to all that are coming in to allow us to afford our brother Ranash Singh, my nephew, the highest dignity that he deserves today. So once you get a chance to come into the hall, please move briskly, observe your social distancing, and those that cannot manage standing for a long time outside, you can be seated in the hall. But we would make requests from time to time to release pressure on the hall so that we can allow others to come in. Jai Sai Ram. alongside our ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the late Ranash Singh family, I appeal to one and all to observe all protocols, COVID rate, this social distancing and COVID protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, we have met here to bid farewell to my nephew Ranash Singh, who passed on tragically early in this week. We will definitely miss him, and the wider Bika family, into which family he was married to, Parisha, will also feel the void. Ranash Singh grew up with us and nurtured the values of peace, love, truth, and ahimsa. Today, in bidding farewell to him, we have all of you that have assembled here, and we have his family all over the world that are also participating in his final farewell today. So before I continue, I'm going to play you a voice recording from his brother Suren Singh, together with whom they started the SPEDAC accounting organization, which has grown today to be a force in KZN. This message came through from his brother Suren, who is settled in Australia. Sorry about that, I'll just try and organize myself. While we organize the tribute from his brother in Australia, we have a number of speakers, and Ranash is one of the 5 cousins who stuck together. They moved together, they holidayed together, and they lived in each one. 4 of them were in South Africa, and Ranash has passed on. 1 is in Richmond in the UK. We listened to his message just now. But to the 3 cousins that are here, I call upon Bishen, Shivan and Camille to pay tribute. At the end of the talk, they will also allow you to listen to the tribute that comes through from Sanveer Maharaj in Richmond in the UK. Emotional, traumatic phase in our lives to pay tribute. We felt that his brother's tribute will be first, and since the technical team is organized, over to Suren Singh.
Prem Namaste to all. We are gathered here today during this emotional and traumatic phase in our lives to pay tribute and bid farewell to my brother Ranash. No words can describe the pain and grief we as a family are experiencing today. All those who crossed paths with Ranash would know that he spoke his mind and was versatile in his ways. He lived his life full of enthusiasm, never one to shy away from any situation. I can vividly remember his first day at school in 1980. He was distressed and I was called to his class to pacify him. I took him by the hand and he spent the better part of the day in my Standard 5 class until he was ready to go back to his. Even back then he knew he had me, his big brother, to take care of him. He was always competitive by nature, constantly challenging me to other games of carom board or tennis. Oh boy, was he a sore loser. Ashika and I would entertain him for many days on end. We let him have his way as the youngest of the 3 siblings. He excelled at his schoolwork and was passionate about sport. He showed his grit and stamina at a fun day hosted by the North Coast Regional Science Center by beating the lead athlete by a good 500 meters. My sister, Ashika and Ranash were the talkative ones at home. They would always be chatting into the late hours of the evening until Dad would say, "Lights out, go to bed." He was a member of the Bedlam Science Center. He enjoyed singing bhajans and playing the tabla. Ranash, my dear brother, I guided and molded your career as an accountant. You were an exceptional employer of SpeedAct Financial Consultants. You always went the extra mile for your clients, with many of them becoming family to you. But today you leave an immense void in our lives. I'm heartbroken and saddened that I could not be here in person to bid you goodbye. To Parisha, my sister-in-law, you brought so much joy into my brother's life. Mummy, thank you for always supporting and encouraging Ranash. I thank Ranash for taking good care of you after I left. Ashika, my sister, the bond you and Ranash shared will always be irreplaceable. It was always so strong. Ranash, my brother-in-law, thank you for providing all the strength, support and encouragement to the family. To all my uncles, aunties and cousins, thank you for always being there for Ranash. Nikisha, Ayush and Sandesh will always have those fond memories of being spoiled with gifts and love from the Ranash Kaka/Mama. Go well, Tutu. Rest in peace, Boyki. Love from Suren, Sharina and Ayush. Eternally in our hearts from Melbourne, Australia.
Thank you. That was Suren Singh from Australia, Ranash's brother. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a special appeal that we have more than 100 in the hall, and our requirement is if some of you can just relieve some pressure on the hall for a while by being outside, it will assist us. We want to try and observe all protocols. I want to now call upon his 3 cousins who will deliver their tribute. Shiven, Vishen and Kamil.
Namaste everyone. I just want to firstly thank everyone for taking the time to come here and pay their respects to our brother Ranash. My name is Kamil and I'm one of the 5 boys who made up our brothers only club. It's quite an exclusive club. We like to think so, even though we invited other brothers to join, they didn't want to, so we just made it exclusive to ourselves. Ranash, Vishen, Sanveer, Shivan and myself have formed bonds between each other as cousins. But what is instrumental on Ranesh's side is that he managed to bring all of the different branches of our different family trees together with us. And together, we brought those branches to form one root. And in doing that, we formed our bond as brothers. The words, as long as I have my bruise, everything's gonna be okay, will forever remain in my heart and the hearts of us all. As I drove to Durban, I wondered, what are you gonna say in his eulogy that's actually gonna sum him up or do him justice? And as you can imagine, it was a really, really tough task to actually try and think of something, because there's only nice things that you can actually say about him, and there's so much. And I remember a quote from Nelson Mandela. It says, what counts in life is not the mere fact that you have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we have led. And to me, that epitomizes Ranash, and it embodies everything he was, everything he is, and everything he will always be to all of us. It was his primary focus to make some sort of positive contribution in each of our lives. Over the past few days, I've had numerous conversations with his colleagues, with his friends, with his family, with his work associates. And there seemed to be one common thread. The words, you know, if it wasn't for your brother, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. And that is how we will remember you. To my big brother, there's so much I would have wanted to say to you right now. However, I find solace in the fact that no matter what I say right now to you, you already know. And it's probably something I've said to you already in the past. Sonal, Yara, Arav and I love you dearly. And we will miss you every single day. Thank you for being a perfect brother. Thank you for being an even wonderful or more wonderful kaka.
Good afternoon to all. I'm Shivan, and as Camille mentioned, part of the Brotherhood. I would prefer to introduce myself as Ranesh's younger brother, because that's exactly how he made me feel. The last few weeks we spent with numerous calls between us, planning our next meetup. Little did we realize it would be in Durban, remembering and respecting a phenomenal man for the last time. Ranash was many things to many people. To me, he was more than a brother. He was a friend. He was a mentor who always gave the best advice. He was a confidant who would always lend an ear. And he was a motivator, always pushing us to do our best. He felt the need to always protect me, to support me and to be there for me in good times and bad, especially after my mom passed away. That's something that I'm eternally grateful to him for. He was the ultimate people's person who would bend over backwards to assist wherever he can, and all of this was done with a smile. His jovial character, his unquestionable integrity, and unmatched generosity made him a firm favorite amongst young and old, and this is evident in the numerous tributes that we've received so far. To Ranesh's mom and Parisha, we share so much in your grief and sorrow, but we also share in your pride. Rans, you have left us heartbroken. We now have a missing link in our strong chain, a link that will never ever be replaced. Our weekends away our 30 seconds games, our fishing trips, and our holidays will never be the same again. We will continue, however, we will continue to live our lives with your values, and we will continue to hold your memory close in our hearts. Go well, my brother, till we meet again.
This message comes through from the other cousin that's in Richmond, in the UK, Sanbir Maharaj.
At times like this, things become much clearer to me as to what's important. Family, moments and memories with them rank very high on that list. And thinking of memories and moments, I've been lucky enough to share many with Ranash, and he seemed to bring the perfect combination of kindness, generosity, cracking sense of humor, with just about the right amount of mischievousness, which I think tends to run in family. And one of them very recently comes to mind, that's very close to my heart. And it was when a lot was happening in Durban with the looting and fires, and Rans called me up and said, "Sam, do you want me to drive down, pick up your parents and bring them back to my place, have them stay with me?" And I remember thinking, "Rans, are we going to do this? It's dangerous, doesn't make sense, don't worry, it's okay." And he was like, "Sam, don't worry, I'll make it happen." And that seemed to be his typical response to most things. I'm sure Swami has the right plan for you. May your beautiful soul rest in peace.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ranash Singh, and I've just got a few messages out there for Ranash as well. Last Sunday, the Sunday that basically passed, was a devastating football scoreline for you. I didn't know, but the next Sunday, we would not chat as we normally do. Generally about soccer games, business, and possibly where we're going to be traveling to in the near future. And today I stand here, and it's almost month end as well, so we needed your assistance once again. VAT and financials are basically due, and that's what you are master at. Spending every day, every weekend over the phone with you, advising each other how to handle the next business day will definitely be sorely missed. Today we stand here to honor not just probably one of the oldest or greatest football supporters, but a great supporter to my personal family, and a damn fine family man at that. A fantastic travel partner, and most of all, a great brother. Our WhatsApp group, which you've already heard about, is basically called 5 Brews Walked Into a Bar. Yes, that's the name. It's now not going to be 5, it's 4, but we're going to keep the 5 as a legacy. As I booked my flight to Durban during this week, I accidentally sent you the flight details on WhatsApp, not thinking you will not be there to fetch me. This is what we used to do all the time. Once I actually sent somebody to fetch him from the wrong airport. My kids will surely miss this year's Christmas and the presents that you always gave to them. December 2021 is definitely not going to be the same. I was secretly planning your 50th about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And guess what? That plan will stay as it is, because I know you would have told me to do the same. I'm happy today to say we did a lot of first things together. We traveled, we explored, we successfully enriched other people's lives and their livelihoods. That is one thing that nobody basically could take away from you. You always showed up, dressed up, and made that plan. Putting this speech together was not easy today, because if I stand here today and ask myself, what does Rans and me still have to do? The answer would be nothing. Because we, and I repeat we, did everything that could possibly be done. Goodbye, Rans. May Lord Hanuman always bless you. And I just want to say one thing that I kept away from you for about 2 years or so. Since you've passed on now and you've gone, I don't want you to come, visit me next week. That tire that was damaged in St. Lucia was basically my fault. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, just to highlight one aspect which brings some lightness in the heart. We is a term used by the 5 cousins because they were all together in everything. No one said I. It was always we, and it echoed all over. Ladies and gentlemen, another tribute from Mayuri Singh in Qatar.
My dear cousin Ranash, today words fail me. My heart aches in sadness and will never understand why you were taken away from us so soon, so abruptly, and so unexpectedly. Your departure into the spiritual world has forcibly taken you away from us, but it will never take away our memories, laughs, and jokes that we shared together as a family. As I'm the youngest grandchild in the Ram Singh family, I can say that you were a true inspiration and a role model, not only to me, but many who crossed paths with you. Little did we know on that morning that God was going to call your name. In life, we love you dearly, and in death, we do the same. We love you, Ranash, and always will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ranash developed his business acumen and took his company to great heights. And representing the SPEEDAC group is Meral Pillai, who is speaking on behalf of SPEEDAC. Meral.
Good afternoon. It's with a heavy heart that I stand here before you on behalf of the SPEEDAC family, as we've all come together to pay our respects to a wonderful person. He was a legend with a beautiful soul. To us, he was more than a boss. He was a mentor, a brother, a father, a friend, and counselor. He was someone who had your back in good times and bad times. And in a world where trustful and loyal people were hard to find, you could always count on him. He was our lighthouse in a sea of uncertainty. He guided us in the right path. Together we shared many moments of great joy and of great sadness. And in the last few days, the love and support sent our way has been a testament to his character. He cared about people, even people he didn't personally know. And he had a heart to serve, which was evident in his many charities. He will leave us with a void that cannot be filled. And we just want him to know how much we will miss him, how much we love him, and how we will never ever forget him.
Thank you, Meral. Ladies and gentlemen, and now I'm going to play you a tribute from Karishma Singh from New Zealand. That's another cousin.
Prem Namaste to all. We are gathered here today during this emotional and traumatic phase in our lives to pay tribute and bid farewell to my brother Ranash.
We will now call upon Ayan Bika to speak on behalf of the Bika family.
Prem Namaste. My name is Ayan Vika. stand here with a heavy heart today, knowing that my dearest Ranash Kaka has passed away. Ranash Kaka was always like a bright, radiant light because he had this ability to lighten every situation, regardless of how serious it was. I was really honored and graced to have the opportunity to spend lots of time with him because he taught me things that made me who I am and shaped me as a man. May your soul rest in peace. You'll never be forgotten, Ranash Kaka. I know you'll be smiling above on us, and I know you will always grace us with your presence. Thank you, Ranash Kaka, for everything that you've given us. May God hold you in the palm of his hand as your soul travels to this journey. Heaven has certainly gained an angel. I can't put into words how much you'll be missed. We love you, Ranash Kaka, and we always will. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I tried to work out why Ranash had to leave us, my own analogy, and this is what I learned, that through seva, the quickest route to God is through seva, pure seva. Ranash's involvement in seva all over the country with many organizations. I stand here, I can vouch for you or for him that in the Sai organization, he was a tower. Whenever we were doing projects, Ranash was the we factor. He was there. He was there with us. He provided items that we needed without making a loud noise. And he also said that we must not talk about it once it's done. And together with his PTAC group and his staff, they were involved in Seva and Jagru Primary and many areas. So today, I'm going to call upon a speaker that's going to talk on Ranash's involvement in a higher level of Seva, and that is going to be Swami Loka Shankarananda Saraswati. Over to you, Swami.
Dear family and friends, I, on behalf of the trustees, officials and members of the Shivananda Vedanta Institute of South Africa, convey our heartfelt condolence to the bereaved family and friends of our late brother Ranash. As we mourn his loss, we pray to the Lord to give his family and friends the strength and the fortitude to bear this tragic loss. No eloquent tribute can do justice for a noble man like Ranash, who left us so unexpectedly. When the journey of life takes us through stormy experiences, we stand aghast in trying to understand the cosmic laws that govern human lives. Often our minds ask, why should a noble man have such a tragic death? Our questions are from the world of names and forms, which is terrestrial, but the creation is governed by the transcendental powers and cosmic laws, which goes beyond our minds to understand. Therefore, no human mind can fathom the mysteries of birth and death, and when and how we will leave this physical world. Observation tells us unexpected deaths also happen in the animal and plant kingdom. A buck is unexpectedly killed by a lion. A tree that was standing for 100 years is suddenly struck by lightning. So we observe that these unexpected deaths are also present in the animal and plant kingdom. Only the divine knows the ultimate truth of this mysterious creation and its laws, and for how long we will be here. In such a situation, what is the solution for all our human sorrows, for peace of mind, and for our speedy healing? All great spiritual masters, saints and sages and prophets showed us how to handle this inevitable experience, which sometimes presents itself to us so forcefully. They tell us to surrender to the supreme powers that govern this creation for peace of mind and healing. When we live in a spirit of surrender and pray to the divine by acknowledging the truth by saying, O Lord, I am thine, all is thine, thy will be done, then will this healing take place faster. Brother Ranesh's life was lived with such integrity and couched in virtuous living filled with service and sacrifice. His spiritual bank has many deposits and has a healthy spiritual bank balance, the merits of which will give him a better birth and a better environment for even greater achievements in the next birth. We can safely make this conclusion, knowing who he was and the amount of seva that he has done all his life so silently. Our lives are governed by the stern laws of nature. What we sow, we shall reap. So he is blessed. Introduced by our patron and trustee, Brother Babu of BNR Auto, our interaction with him drew us closer when he volunteered to do the ashram financials without any cost. Although he had a large financial practice to run, his selfless service to our ashram and many other NGOs is appreciated with profound gratitude. He was a humble person who displayed such humility, and there was no trace of any superiority complex in him. He had a special type of devotion and reverence for Swamis who made service and sacrifice their wealth for the welfare of the world. He had a great depth of understanding of the life of a Swami, and therefore he would go out of his way to make sacrifices, to do all that he could to solve any problem that any ashram faced. That type of sacrifice he made for any community service organization and went beyond the man-made barriers of religion and race. This nature is also revealed in Brother Babu's life, because he says that he was mentored by Ranash, but I'm not sure if the opposite is true, because Babu is the elder of the two. We saw Ranash as the chosen instrument by God to be our guide in managing our ashram and complying with all the legal requirements, because he had solutions for whatever problem that arose from time to time over the years. Satya Sai predicted my initiation in 1988, and his grace bestowed upon us his most refined and cultured devotee, who was a great Bhakta of Hanuman and a Balvika student, and in the later years a Balvika teacher, being a pure vegetarian and a Bhakta with all the higher human values instilled in him. That made him the most appropriate person to be our financial advisor and a beacon of light to every aspect of ashram work and management. Brother Babu of BNR Auto, our God-given patron and trustee, knew him and enjoyed his company from the time he was in his teens. Brother Babu recalls how he saw him grow through the different phases of his life, from a naughty teenager to a refined and a cultured young man. He came through hard work at BNR Auto when he was still very young, and through the guidance of his elder brother, he finally mastered his profession and opened his own business. Hence they are born as one soul and one mind in two bodies. All their thinking, their clarity, their perception, their convictions worked in such harmony and synchronized with such precision that revealed the depth of the relationship. As a result of the spontaneous and natural bond, he became Babu's mentor, as if ordained by the hand of Providence. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, as we traverse this journey of sorrow, we thank God for His presence and association with us for all the precious years of His life. The inspiring way in which He played His part in life as a son, brother, nephew, uncle, devotee, philanthropist, and a caring husband, we applaud him. Such souls are rare gems in our community. It is our firm prayer that his soul reaches the eternal abode of peace and bliss, and may he shower his blessings from his celestial world to heal the emotional strains of his near and dear ones. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Swamiji. Love all, serve all was Ranash Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have a printed message here from Uncle Sanjit Singh from Pomsan and Associates. Good afternoon, friends and family. I am truly saddened and devastated with the untimely demise of a friend, a business colleague, and my grandson. It is with a heavy heart that I have to say goodbye to Ranash today. Having known Ranash for almost all his life, he was very close to me and my immediate family. He was a devoted son who took exceptional care of his mother, especially when she was ill. He ensured that she had the best medical treatment and ensured that she was short of nothing at all. He tried to convince her to stay with him, but she was adamant that she would remain at the family home in Ottawa. Being a devoted son, he spent a lot of time with her. When she fell ill and was unable to cook her own meals, he would bring meals for her. Even on that fateful day, the day of the shooting, he had her meals in his car. Unfortunately, he was unable to deliver it. From a business perspective, he was ever willing to help anyone who needed his assistance. He had built his accounting practice from just a bookkeeping one to one of the leading accounting firms in Amsterdam. He took a personal interest in the business of his clients. I, for one, will miss his expertise. I often called him for business advice, and he was ever willing to help me. That would probably take 5 minutes to solve what then would have continued chatting for at least another 30 to 40 minutes. As we had a lot in common, topics to religion and family matters always came to the fore. Go well, our friend. Rest in everlasting peace. Heavens gained another angel in you. To Parisha and Leela, I offer my sincere condolences. Remember, your loss is also our loss. We will miss you and remain by you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now listen to the tribute that comes through from Karishma Singh in New Zealand.
My darling brother Ranash, it is with such a heavy heart that we bid you farewell today. You have lived your life in embodiment of your Guru, Hanumanji, forever since I can remember you. Like him, you have always been so loyal, supportive, steadfast, and devoted member of the Ranash Singh family, and to me, your sister in particular. You used to say, us odd ones must stick together, and tousle my head very fondly. You were one of my biggest fans who stood by me as my big brother, my advisor, my business partner, my accountant. Always, for this unconditional love, I'm always grateful. When I returned home in 2008, you were so determined that I stay home and that Karishma Design would succeed that you turned every stone from bank meetings to investors' fundings and opportunities and marketing opportunities, even finding me investors and manufacturers just so that I could stay. Your advice and pathway always karmic and always in service. You even agreed to my Sattvic business ideas. You were one of my biggest fans and always held the flag very high. Thank you. You always said that we landed on strong shoulders of Dada and our parents, and our jobs was to raise the bar in service. That was our legacy. You did that so gloriously in your short life, and we are proud. In Hanumanji's name, you have lived and you will continue to live forever. I love you, Ranash, and I thank you for being you. Om Sai Ram.
Ladies and gentlemen, our last speaker, after which I'm going to call Pandit Ram, who's also going to give a small talk, and he'll also do the prayer. Ranash Singh is going to speak on behalf of the daughter-in-laws. I'm giving her, when it's the daughter-in-laws, you have to give them 30 seconds, am I right? Or they want 2 hours. But we have a restricted time, so we'll allow her to work that out. Riona. And
Om Sai Ram, Prem Namaste. On behalf of myself, Lauren, Sonal, and Lucille, I thought it'd be fitting that we acknowledge our Deva. He was more than a brother to us, more than a brother-in-law. He honored us, he respected us, and mostly he accepted us. There was never unkind words. There was always loving and caring, and the one thing he taught us was to stand together as a team. You would have heard many of everyone using the word we. He never saw himself as I or his brothers separate from himself. He always saw us as we. And for you, Ranash, we will always be together and we will always support and love your diamond Parisha. The saddest thing for us was to come and stand by you, Carly, this time. For those of you who do not know, my husband Bishen and I had a hand in the union of Pari and Ranash. And we are completely heartbroken that his time was so less. Nevertheless, we are much and we are more, and we will always stand with you, because that's what he would have wanted for us all. With that, we leave you. Thank you.
thank you, Riona. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge that we have received hundreds of messages, and it is not possible to read it out here. It will be passed on to Parisha, and I have a message here that came through from our assistant, our driver, our taxi man in Bali by the name of Sandy. And I think all the daughter-in-laws, the families, I myself, and many others made use of Sandy. And when he got the message, this is what he sent back to me. I and my family in Bali are deeply saddened. R.I.P. Mr. Ranash Singh. And this is the prayer that he sent through to us. Om Sarvagantu Moksha Santu Sunyantu Murukantu Om Shama Sampurna Yam Namaha Swaha. This is the final message that came through from the UK. We're going to play it, and after which I'm going to call upon Pandit Ram to come and be on standby.
Dearest Parisha, on behalf of Jayamasi, Sheena and I, we wanted to extend our deepest sympathies and condolences on the untimely passing of your beloved Ranash. I wanted to read an excerpt of the Bhagavad Gita, as I feel the words reflect who Ranash was, and I wanted to share this with you today. Be fearless and pure. Never waver in your determination or your dedication to the spiritual life. Give freely. Be self-controlled, sincere, truthful, loving, and full of the desire to serve. Realise the truth of the scriptures, learn to be detached and to take joy in renunciation. Do not get angry or harm any living creature, but be compassionate and gentle, show goodwill to all. Cultivate vigour, patience, will, purity, and avoid malice and pride. Only then, Ranash, will you achieve your divine destiny. We will all miss Ranash very deeply and will mourn his loss for a long time, but I hope we can honour his memory by taking a leaf out of his book with good and kind deeds every day of our lives. Sending our love always, Jayamasi, Hema and Sheena.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I now call upon Pandit Ram.
Thank you, MC. Namaste to one and all. Jai Shri Ram, Hare Krishna, Jai Mata Di. I think one thing that stood out from all the speakers that I actually support 100% is the fact that Ranash was very humble. Very, very humble person. Very humble. I was fortunate enough that I know him from school days at Glenhaven Secondary, where I taught him. And more than his intelligence, being a sportsman, I enjoyed and admired his sporting abilities. I don't know if many know, he was an excellent middle distance runner, top class runner. And being a runner myself, comrades runner, I admired that part of his ability. He was a top class 800 and 1,500 meter runner. And that's why I got attached to him and I used to like him. Athletes at school were my favorite, more than those that knew my subject matter. So I later realized he became an accountant and a business person and things like that, because we lost track after school. And it so happened I had the privilege of being his family priest as well. So when I got the news on Tuesday, I myself was quite devastated and thinking, why did this happen? And why to him? There's so many other people. But as Swamiji said, for certain things, there are no answers. There are no answers. No matter how much you think and probe and probe and probe, you're not going to get answers. We'll stop at that point. I just want to read a few slokas from the Ramayana. Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patite Pavan Sita Ram Raghupati Raghav Raja Ram Patite Pavan Sita Ram Veer Pari Jab Bhakt Pukhare Dur Kare Prabhu Dukh Hamare Dashrath ke ghar janme Rama Patite Pavan Sita Rama Vishwamitra Munishwar aaye Dashrath bhoop se vachan sunaye Sang mein bheje Lakshman Rama Patite Pavan Sita Rama Van mein jaye Tarka Mari Charan chuaye Ahilya Tari Rishiyon ke dukh harte Rama Patite जनकपुरी रघुनंदन आए, नगर निवासी दर्शन पाए। सीता के मन भाए राम, पतित पावन सीता राम। रघुनंदन ने धनुष चराया, सब राज उनका मान गठाया। सीता ने वर पाए राम, पतित पावन सीता राम। परशुराम क्रोधित हो आए, दुष्ट भूप मन में हर्षाए। जनक राज ने किया प्रणाम, पतित पावन सीता राम। बोले लखन सुनो मुनि ज्ञानी, संत नहीं होते अभिमानी। मीठी वाणी बोले रामा, पतित पावन सीता रामा। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीता राम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीता राम। But at this moment in time, on your behalf, I'd like to convey my deepest sympathies and condolences to both the Singh and the Mika family. And I know it is no easy loss to come to terms with. But in saying that, I know that only God and God alone can give both these families the strength, the wisdom, and the courage to come with terms with this loss. Only God and God alone can give you that kind of strength, wisdom, and courage to overcome this loss. And this bhajan is dedicated to both the families to come to terms with this phenomenal loss they've undergone. Jaya Krishna Hare, Jaya Krishna Hare, दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा के दूर किनारा हो। जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा के दूर किनारा हो। कोई न केवन हारा हो, कोई न केवन हारा हो। फिर तू ही बेड़ा पार करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों के दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तुम चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष Darshayati Maruta. This sloka is from chapter 2 of the Gita. It's actually shloka 23. And this sloka quite clearly describes the eternal nature of the Atma. So, all living creatures are made up of this physical body which you can see with the naked eye, and we are made up of the spiritual body. The spiritual body is referred to as the Atma, commonly referred to as the soul. So, the physical body perishes, but the Atma lives on. So this sloka describes the eternal nature of the Atma. And someone earlier spoke, one of the speakers, if I was listening to them correctly, spoke about your spiritual bank balance. And listening to all the speakers, both from abroad and locally, those who are present here, and listening to Swami himself, I have made this conclusion that Ranash had a big spiritual bank balance. Besides having a material bank balance, I think his spiritual bank balance was quite big, because your spiritual bank balance is increased through seva. And he has done a lot of good things, many, many good things, which he did not like speaking about. He did a lot of good things, and many of them, most of the people seated here may not know about. I used to probe him whenever I went to his house or his office to do his prayer. Once a year, without fail, in February, he'll call me to do his office prayer. And from time to time, I would do a prayer at his house as well in Anusha. And knowing him from a little boy, I will question him on a number of issues. I like talking to him, and I'll question him. And I realized he used to do a lot of good work for the community, businesses, people, which no one knew about. He should tell me. Many seated here may not know. Some of you may know. But his spiritual bank balance, I can say here, standing here, without any doubt, is quite a big one. Because he's done so many good things. And remember, what matters at the end of the day is not your material bank balance. It is your spiritual bank balance. The material one you leave behind. But he's got a good spiritual bank balance that's going to make his soul's journey an easy one. His soul's journey is not going to be a difficult journey. I'm certain about that, having spent so much of time with him over the years, right from the time when he was in Glenhaven Secondary as a schoolboy. I can tell you that his spiritual bank balance overshadows his material one. And we hope and pray that his soul's journey is an easy one when it begins its journey. So the Atma cannot be cut by any weapon, nor can it be burnt by fire, nor wet by water, or dried by wind. Nothing can damage the Atma. This was also made very clear on the battlefields of Kurukshetra by Krishna Bhagavan himself when he spoke to Arjuna. When Arjuna was in doubt, should I fight or not? Because I see my kinsmen there, I see my family, my gurus, they're all standing on the other side. Must I fight? Krishna Bhagavan explained it, that when you slay those people there, you're only getting rid of their physical bodies. The Atma, you cannot touch. So don't be afraid. You go out there and do what is right. You will fight. So this message was very clear. Now, the question arises, why do we miss a person who has passed on? There's a very simple answer to that. Very, very simple. Many of you would have thought about it. It's because of a thing called attachment. We get attached to a person as a friend, as a family member, as a business associate. All these things make us get attached to this person because we spend a lot of time. And that's why in moments like these, we find it difficult to accept the loss of an individual. It is attachment. So we all attached. None of us can say we are free of it. It's easier to say we must not get attached to people and things like easier said than done. It is difficult. And a mother, how do you explain to a mother you must not be attached to your child? Not easy. Easier said than done. Mother there, what the mother is feeling there, what the wife is feeling there, no one knows. Only those two themselves know, and of course close family members, friends, and all of you present here. But the feelings of individuals cannot be expressed. They know the challenge they are faced with. Okay. I just want to read one sloka from the Garud Quran. Bhagavan Deva Devashya Sharanagata Atsala Asara Ghora Sansara Sarva Dukha Mali Ase Nana Vidhi Sharira Rasta Antam Jiva Rashaya. This sloka from the Garud Quran is a very useful sloka, and it is more for people that are present here today. The question that is being asked to Vishnu Bhagwan by Garuji is, humans come and go, and there is so much of suffering. They go through one journey of suffering, they pass on, they come back for another journey of suffering. Now Garuji is asking Vishnu Bhagwan, what is the solution to this here? And it's very nicely explained in this sloka of the Garud Quran. And the explanation is, of the 8,400,000 species that Bhagwan has created, man is the highest. In fact, every one of us seated here are very, very fortunate individuals. We are very fortunate because we have received the highest of God's birth. The human birth is the highest. Why is regarded as the highest? It is only through the human birth can we get moksha. It is only through the human birth we can be liberated. No other birth can allow you this privilege and chance. So that is why Vishnu Bhagwan quite clearly states in the Garud Quran, use this human birth to liberate yourself. And how do you liberate yourself? There are many, many ways. Prayer, satsang, reading of scriptures, feeding of birds and animals, feeding the hungry and the poor, looking after the elderly and the sickly. All these things, going on pilgrimage to holy places, seva, most important. Give your life to serving others and improving the lives of others, your society, your country, and this world as a whole. These are things that can ensure that we don't come for another round of birth and death. So this part of the Garud Quran is a useful one for all those who are present here today. Right? I don't know, you have any other speaker, because I will do the of the three pindas here, and then move on to the anti-ship. Just give you a short one, and then we're going to call on Camille to.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Parisha, the Bika family, and the Singh family, I want to thank each one of you present here, and those that even are not here, for the kind support, the floral tributes, the messages of sympathy, the friends and families that have been in support from the time you got this information. And I do know that they have such close friends, they will go on to support Parisha and help her overcome this difficult moment. While Panditji is performing the Pinda prayer, I will sing to you some few lines of Ranesh's favorites, and I want to bring to your notice that as Ranesh always used the word we, I had asked Ranesh why you jumped up in Madrid, in Real Madrid's exhibition of the Champions League cup. He said, I will always get the cup first. And there was Vishen, myself and him. If you look at the pictures today, you'll find Ranash has got the cup in his hand, we are standing alongside him. So it seems like spiritually, he's got the spiritual cup already. And I want to personally wish Ranash everything of the best. His seva has elevated him. His seva brought his journey to an end. And I believe that love all, serve all, without talking about it anymore. जो राम नाम नहीं गाते हो जीते जी मर जाते, जो राम नाम गाते हो परमधाम गाते, बोलो राम सिया राम जय जय राम. He always had Ram's name, and he had the big man's name on his lips. He had the big man's name in his blood. बोले बोले हनुमान, बोले भक्त सिया राम, श्री राम के चरणों में बनते बिगड़े काम. बोले बोले हनुमान, बोले भक्त सिया राम. Those were his power words, but not forgetting that he was full of fun and full of life, and he gave us so many spurts of energy all the time, and he kept us busy in our lives that there was no time, and there was a lot of parties. To Ranash, farewell to you, and farewell from everybody. Your memories will never be forgotten, and you'll remain etched in many memories of all your clients. And I do know that we have piles of messages from your clients that will be passed on to Parisha, and we do know that you are in the hands of Swami. You know, when Panditji mentioned that Ranash was a good runner, a middle distance runner, I know. For the 800 meters and the 1500 meters in the 3 generations, in his dad's generation, his dad used to run faster than the horses. We came later. Nobody touched me for the 1 mile. And Ranash in school, and you heard Suren mention that when he ran for the size spots, when he finished the race, there was nobody behind him because everybody still had to complete 1 more round. That's how fast he was. And hopefully, and that also helped him in his spiritual growth. It was really fast. And now hand you over to give more attention to Panditji performing the Vrinda prayers. Jai Saram to you.
कार्तिक मास कृष्ण पक्षे अष्टमी तिथि शुक्रवासरे कश्यप गोत्र रनेश प्रेत विनश्यन्तो भूत नमन रुद्र देवतो एषते पिंड माया दियते तपोपतिस्तताम्. कार्तिक मास कृष्ण पक्षे अष्टमी तिथि शुक्रवासरे कश्यप गोत्र रनेश प्रेत चत्वर केचर निमितो एषते पिंडो माया दियते तपोपतिस्तताम्. I think most of you are experienced people here, and you are aware that the major part of the funeral ceremony takes place in the antechamber. We just offer 3 pindas here, balance will be done in the antechamber. While we're waiting, we can, we can chant. Let's chant.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 A special appeal to allow the immediate family to pay the last respects, after which the coffin will be taken to the inner chamber. Please, a special appeal. Please allow the immediate family to pay the last respects. If you have done that already, then please give the others who did not get a chance. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 We are going to do the Shanti part. I ask all of you to put your hands together, and the least we can do today is pray with the easy journey of the soul. Let's put our hands together and pray with the easy journey of the soul. Om Dyo Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapa Shanti Oshadaya Shanti Vanaspatyo Shanti Vishwa
be reminded that we have to move to the antechamber before 2:30 because there's another funeral coming into this hall. Please be mindful of that. And only 5 members of the immediate family will be allowed in the antechamber, no more than 5. And those who are offering their flowers, please, appeal to you to be as quick as possible because at 2:30 sharp. Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. On behalf of the Singh and Bika family, we'd like to thank all of you in whatever way you helped this family, stood by them, whatever contributions you made in cash, kind, and support. Thank you very much. We also want to wish you a safe journey home. Be careful. Most will be busy at around this time. So a safe journey home. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We are calling on the pall bearers, 3 on either side. Please come through. That light of the room outside. Yeah.
Who's coming in?